So today I'll be showing you how to paint this spring themed tree. So this is done on with watercolors. I've used almost all mediums of coloring. Somewhere I have used the marker, the black Sharpie marker. Somewhere I have used just the watercolor, and somewhere I have just used the acrylic colors. So I'll be demonstrating how to do a proper acrylic painting or a watercolor painting using all sort of mediums. Like you can use crayons, you can use markers, or you can use just a watercolor. So let's get started. So first thing first, I'm just gonna give a clean wash to my paint, to my canvas. I'm just gonna make it the background like the clouds. I'll be coloring the clouds first for the background, and then I'll show you. You can just follow stepwise how we give the background in different colors. You can also, now this is like a morning kind of theme, so I'm giving proper blue color, but you're free to use any kind of background. You can just leave it as it is, or white, or you can also give some yellow background, or whatever your choice of colors. And remember, there's no right or wrong. When you're painting, just remember the rule that there is no right or wrong, because most of the time people who are looking at your painting don't even know or don't even understand what is the mistake. It's only the painter who knows whatever mistakes you have been doing while coloring or while painting. So just don't worry about if it is not perfect at the first. Just keep on trying, and as you practice, definitely you can achieve much more greater results. I'm just giving a very just trying to make it one side like a gradation kind of thing. Somewhere I want it dark, somewhere I want it light, so I'm just trying to go over it again and again. And remember, whenever you're painting, your hand should move in one direction. You should not go it like this. If you do it like this, then your painting is going to look very patchy. Just remember to go in one direction. If you need to hold your canvas, please go ahead, hold it, but go in one direction, from left to right or right to left. So I'm just going again and again over it to make it look more finished look. I'm just gonna take a little more paint, and just at the top most part I'm going to do a little bit dark, because here is the part where it's going to be a little darker. That's it. As an artist, you should know where to stop. I may just go on and on and on, but definitely I think I've achieved good effect for the background, so I know I should stop now. Now I will be using some green for the grass, as it's springtime, so we need all bright colors in our painting. We don't want any dull colors, so remember to use a bright green. You can leave a little bit of white just to show the gradation. Watercolors, always remember, use water more so your paints are properly, they can set properly on the canvas. And again, remember the rule, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. This is all it's done. I might use a crayon, might use a marker, or you're free to use just a pencil too. Now I'm just gonna start the tree. So let me just start a tree from here. Maybe I'll just okay, let's do it from the center itself. So and then it really has to dry first, so once it dries you'll be able to achieve much better. Painting is all about achieving it through watercolors, so I'm just using black color over here just to make the thick branch over here. So always remember the rule that whenever we are making the branches, the down part has to be thick, but when you're coming towards the outside, when the branches started growing up, it has to be thin. So like how I'm going to achieve that, first I'm pressing my brush down so that I can get proper effect over here, that is like a thick kind of effect. And then when I have to go up, I'm just going to do it very, very, no, just touch the brush on the canvas. You don't have to press it. If you press it, it's going to be like this thick, which we don't want. Again, just take a little bit of water and again work on the same thing. This is how you do it. For this side, I'm just going to go here. It has to be like a flower, so definitely you have to see like where your branches are going. And all this is going to be achieved only by practice. You really have to practice for it. I think I am good with the branches. I shouldn't continue more. If I do, then it's going to be just the branches all over. So always use your instincts and you know where to stop. So this, for now, this thing is good. Now like in this painting I have shown you like how to make the dry grass all over, so that is also very simple. You can just achieve that effect by just drawing very minute lines. Like you don't have to again press your brush down, you can just achieve it just very lightly. Try to make the lines in black or little bit brownish shades, so you have really good lines over here. It actually looks like grass if you really do it very nicely. And yeah, it has to be light, it doesn't has to be like dark black color or something. So I think this much is fine. So now we'll be doing this floral design on our painting, which is going to enhance our painting more. So for this, if you have only watercolors, even that is fine. But in case you have acrylic colors, you just have to take a reddish color and a white color, where we'll just mix the colors and we can achieve this effect on our painting. So for this kind of effect, you have to use some creamy textured colors, which comes really nice. But if you don't have it, don't worry, you can directly use watercolors, or you can use crayons or this markers too. So that is also fine. I'll show you in both ways. So I'll just show you first with the watercolors that we are going to do. I'm just going to dab the colors on this. Again, the number one rule, there's no right or wrong, because this is my painting and I know what wrong I have done or what mistakes I have done in my painting. So it's your painting, you just have to try to achieve this. Just dab the color on your painting. Very dry brush, like don't dip it a lot in the water. So just dab technique, just try to do it. And also like it is a complete filled with the spring colors, so I have to cover up the whole thing till the end, till the edge of the canvas. So this is how you can achieve the effects. different colors work differently. If I'm just using crayons, it's gonna look completely different. If I'm just using watercolors, my painting is gonna look much different than what I achieved with using acrylic colors. So there's no right or wrong, as I always keep on telling you guys, because you should not get upset whenever you're coloring. Just try to do your best. As long as you're following the techniques and you're doing everything right, you're achieving the kind of, if it is looking like a spring tree, like a cherry blossom, you could. Does it has to look exactly like the tree? Because you're not going to sit and count like how many flowers are there on the tree. Definitely. So it just has to look like the cherry blossom tree. For me, I think this is perfect. I'm done. So I'll just do few flowers that have fallen down over here. Like, the cherry blossom, definitely it's going to fall down. And if you see outside also, if you have like cherry blossom trees outside, the flowers that fall down, they make a big mess out here near the tree outside. So this is how you achieve the effect of the flowers that are falling down from the tree. And just remember that you don't have to fill up this space. If you fill up the space, then this is not going to look different from the the tree. So we want the tree to look different and the down part to look different. So for that, remember that you don't do it a lot at the bottom. The bottom, just few flowers are just falling down and just trying to achieve that effect over there. I will just let this dry completely before giving any kind of effect. Now this is my base drawing, base painting that I have done. Now when I enhance it with more effects of light and dark on it, then is the time when it's gonna come to life. Then is the time when your painting is gonna actually get some effects, and then it's gonna start looking like a real tree, like a picture or a photograph. So just wait for it, have patience. You definitely are gonna do a great job. So just wait for it. This is almost dried up, so I'm gonna try to use markers, and let's see if I can achieve somewhat like nice effect. Now for this kind of painting, this is going to be a different technique that I'm using. It doesn't has to be, it will not look like this, because this is done with different color medium. So when I'm doing this, of course this is going to look different, but it's going to look much more beautiful, as it's the markers. I can hold the marker in my hand and I can guide the flowers where I want it. So here the effects are going to be different. Only differences with acrylic colors or any kind of liquid paints, the effect comes more naturalistic, more realistic. So even that is fine. Now, not necessarily that I have to do everywhere the same effect. So I'm just trying to follow one particular design, like just the dot pattern, that if you can see, just trying to follow the pattern. So far this is what I have achieved with by using the markers. So I can stop here as it is, as this looks really complete for me. But if you want to add more effects, you can just take some, again I'm using watercolors. I just took some white colors on it and I'm just going to add some effects. Now this is also optional. If you want, you can stop here. So this is also like, you have to give it anywhere. It's not necessary that this is the right thing, that you have to give it here or there. You just have to keep on giving effects. This is all about making your painting more realistic and trying to achieve like more effects on your painting. So it does not matter whether you are doing it with watercolors or crayons or any kind of color medium. So this is how you have to achieve the colors. So I'm not going to give it all over. I'm just looking for some spaces where I can just quickly grab my white color and I can just give the effects. As long as it looks like a spring theme, spring tree, I'm good. So here also I'll just give little bit of effect to make the tree look little 3D kind of thing. Not necessary. It's all depends on how good you want to enhance it, how well you want to do it. It's completely on you. I don't like that effect, so I'll just erase it completely before it's dried up. So see, and for those who have acrylic colors like I do, you can just grab a simple earbud, just dip it in colors. Definitely you can get really good effects with this one. I'm just gonna do it scattered like all over on my canvas. Just gonna do it like dots. Sometimes too much is, it spoils your painting. So always remember, use your thing very minimum. Don't try to overdo it, because overdoing is like you're going to spoil your painting. So yeah, just highlighting the parts so it looks like realistic. You have the control. So, let me just achieve it. It's a very relaxing art. You can just sit for hours and do it. See? This is what it is, and I'm done. Almost done. So now we are done with this effects that we wanted to achieve. It looks good to me, so you should know where to stop. And now to achieve more realistic looks, like the branches and all, I'm going to use the Sharpie. Of course, you have to use any kind of dark marker. It can be dark brown color also, that's fine. So I'm just going to do quickly some branches and just leave little bit space, like just it's peeking out of the flowers, and you can just see some parts of the branches, not all. So that you have to remember when you're doing the tree effects, where you're not able to see the whole branches of the tree, but some parts are peeking out somewhere. If you see, this is how it's gonna look. Just gonna give some effects to make it look more awesome. I'm not giving it completely because the flowers are overlapping my branches, so I have to show that effect also. So here it is. You can do this project with all your like family members, your dads, your moms. It's kind of a very relaxing thing, and you'll see that all the paintings are so different and so beautiful because everybody has their own imagination, like how my tree is gonna look different from like how I look at it. So here you go. Again, I'm just gonna do this little bit effects over here, not a lot. So and very important, you have to do your signature. It can be anything, your initials or your short form of your name. And then I'm just going to add this little bit of the mountain kind of thing just at the side. It has to be very, very light. And for the birds, you just make a tick mark kind of thing. So if you see, this is how I'm trying to achieve the birds effect. And yeah, that's it. And you are done. These branches can go outside too. Not all the branches are going to have kind of support, or the flowers not going to be covered. So this itself is good. Okay, if you achieve this much, you're good to go. This is what I just painted right now, and this is what I had done before. So both are looking so different from each other, but still I'm pretty much happy with what the results are for both of them. So sky is the limit. Just try your best and you can do it. Definitely you can do it. So I'll leave you with this.